Although not legally binding, Parliament effectively ruled out a no-deal Brexit today after Theresa May's deal was once again defeated. In yet another blow to the Prime Minister, several cabinet ministers defied the Prime Minister in order to completely rule out a no-deal Brexit in what was a chaotic night for the Tory leadership. Speaking on BBC's Newsnight last night, Mr. Grieve outlined the only two legitimate options left for Parliament to take. Mr. Grieve said, "Either we have to agree the Prime Minister's deal, which has been rejected very strongly for different reasons but valid reasons, or we have to find another deal, or we have to find a mechanism for revoking Article 50 in a last-ditch attempt to try and win Brexiteers over to her deal." Mrs. May warned if her deal were not accepted, Brexit could be in jeopardy. Read more. Total disgrace. Nigel Farage gears up to SAVE BrexitDominic Grieve continued in his pursuit of a second referendum. Image BBC PA. Mr. Grieve put forward two possible options. Image Getty. The Prime Minister admitted that she could return to the EU to gain an extension until June, but only if MPs vote in favour of her withdrawal agreement. With that in mind, it seems likely Mrs. May will return to Parliament next week, where she will hold yet another meaningful vote. Today MPs will vote on whether to extend Article 50 as the March 29th date approaches. Aside from an extension to Article 50, Mr. Grieve once again insisted his stance would be to have a second referendum. Read more. Brexiteer shuts down Remainer claiming US will determine UK trade. Emma Grieve was pressed by Emily Maitlis on the chances of a second referendum. Image BBC. However, when pressed by Newsnight's Emily Maitlis on whether Mrs. May should grant a second referendum, the Remain MP insisted the Prime Minister must listen to the Commons. He concluded, if the House of Commons asks for a second referendum, she ought to give it. If she doesn't, I don't think the government will survive. Overall, I would like the government to play fairly with the House of Commons and listen to our concerns.